Bum, bum, this was the sign I saw, so maybe I can go this way and then west. Oh, it's daytime. This is just gonna take me back to the red dot I was just at, though. That's not what I need. Okay. I guess I'm gonna try going this way, and then take the path from the red dot. Or maybe that red dot is a Delhabrith. We'll find out with this sign. Maybe I'll do this fight. Yeah, whatever, I'll do it. I do need money before I get to the next town. Stupid goblin. Go back to Wild Arms where you belong. Man, I wish I was playing a Wild Arms game right now. I wish I was playing literally anything else. That's the thing. I'll have Metaphor to kind of shake off the garbage gameplay of this game. And then we'll have Sonic Generations and East Ken after that. Stop. And Rubia and Force lived? They're not dead? Well, Arya gets dark, that makes sense. Northwest is Adelhabrith. Okay, so west is Adelhabrith. I cannot pronounce it. Maybe I go this way, though? I'm trying to think. Or maybe I can go this way. The thing is, like, the map is terrible at telling you what's a path and what's not. That sign makes it sound like I can start going northwest from the sign and we'll get there. If not, though, then I'm blaming the game. Which I tend to do a lot. But, you know, who else do I blame? You would think I'd just go northwest from here. I think my holy bottle ran out. I mean, the game doesn't tell me, but I think it did. Bum, 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 bum. Crazy as it sounds, I do not regret playing this game, especially having a playthrough of it, because, like, it is still gonna be something that's just nice to have on the channel and have it done, basically. And plus, like I said, I do still like the story and the characters for what it's worth. Even if I feel like it's not worth sitting through the atrocious gameplay. But I'll keep those thoughts in there because, like, there is some positivity to be had with this game. It is kind of all, like, devoured by the atrocious gameplay. But credit where it's due. Actually, I'm gonna fight you. Since I know where I'm going now. I really just need a bunch of gels. Hopefully I can buy, like, at least Caius's best weapon, or maybe Force. Force is behind the weapon. I should probably get him a weapon. Ideally, I want to buy both weapons. I kind of feel like armor is pointless because, like, the game's trash anyway. And I'll just buy items to compensate, I guess. I mean, ideally, if I could just buy everything, that'd be great, but we know that this game is not going to allow that. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, get me out of here. As quickly to Delhabrith as I can. This really does remind me of Mount Rainiel from Abyss. Both sounds like it and looks like it because it's covered in snow. Freedom, I'm begging you. I wonder what type of dot is. Maybe I'll have to go there later, or it's an optional area. I don't know. At least running is super easy. Shout out to Holy Bottles barely doing their job, by the way. It's just lovely. It's like Tales of Destiny PS1 all over again. Bum, bum, bum. I found it. Please, I'm so close. It was like almost an hour of going from one part of the map to Adehabath, which is too long. It was padded out by the fact that we had to go all the way back to the Northern Gate without like any kind of like quick travel or anything. Or cutting out the middleman, in this case, the random encounters. So we have 2 snow towns in this game, which is interesting. Alright. Let me buy some gels. And equipment if I can. Weapons. Gladius. You definitely need a better weapon, but also I think I want to get Caius's because I'm playing as Caius, but I think Forrest is behind on equipment. Honestly, I could probably sell the accessory that I'm not using, the status effect one. Might be able to afford it if I sell it. I only got 1 herb in this entire game so far. That's crazy. Yeah, it sells for a lot. I don't know what the force ring does. There's that 1 accessory. Can I not sell it? I guess I can't sell it, which is dumb. Or did I just give it to you? I don't remember. You have it equipped. Why? Exchange it for force ring. I want to see what the force ring does. Is that any better? Yeah, I mean, like, that's pretty good. Hi. I have something to sell you. Hopefully it sells for a lot. Of course not. None of these sell for good. I'm not going to be able to buy your weapon. Whatever. I mean, I'm the only one that matters. Like, the fights already take long enough in this game. Granted, it'd be better if I can just buy your weapon. They would take less... It would be less of a drag. Mister, we want to ask you something. Are you Cobert? I certainly am. Though I must admit it, it's been some time since anyone's used that name. Are you really the Cobert, a century passed since the Beast's War? No matter how you figure, Cobert should be dead. Dead, you say? Certainly I no longer count myself among the ranks of the living. Look at my hideous, decrepit body. It refuses to die even as time takes its toll. Sir, please tell us what happened to you. What will you do with that knowledge? Will you repeat my mistakes? No, I'm a member of the clergy. His Holiness said we should meet you. If he told you where to find me, he must be dead. Very well, what do you want to know? The law of life. The Pope was trying to invoke the law of life to save the world. He was doing whatever it took to gather the patience he needed to do it. But the law of life failed and brought forth the spots. The Pope himself was consumed by one of them. What the heck is the law of life? Listen well, my foolish little Lamornian. Long ago, I learned of the law of life from the Traveler. Just who is the Traveler? A young human boy. Let me finish the story. An unbelievable amount of power is necessary to invoke the law of life. The patients were created to be that power source. Is the law of life a form of magic? I've never seen any magic that requires that kind of power. No normal magic, certainly. You'll need to understand basic magical theory to understand its application here. Magic, in other words, the precepts are inherently spatial. The user gathers energy from the environment and directs it to manifest in a particular location and form. Precepts are incantations to direct that energy. Now then, what if the precepts are directed the energy to manifest over an extraordinarily large area? The molecules surrounding the user would come to a complete stop. Correct. It could potentially drain all of the energy from the world. In time, the air would stagnate, the planet itself would cease to turn. I crystallized thousands of Lemornian souls to prevent that from happening. Those crystallized souls form what you now know as a patient. You sacrificed thousands of Lemornians. For what purpose? I had no choice. Those thousands of lost lives were necessary to protect this world. No, it didn't end with thousands. In the end, hundreds of thousands of Lemornians were sacrificed to create the patients. We needed that many to save the world. Hundreds of thousands? Unbelievable. What do you mean when you said you did it to protect the world? From the Beast War? The Beast War? Don't tell me you actually believe that old wives' tale. Endless greed is what brought Lemorn to ruin. We look down on humans and on nature itself. Numerous insignificant conflicts fueled by hubris left by the land barren. Labor as we might, our once fertile paradise would bear no fruit. That was when the traveler appeared, and this is what he told me. The law of life is the only way to restore the goodness in the hearts of men, but to invoke the law of life, countless patients were necessary. And that's why you sacrificed the Lemornians to create the patients. Indeed. You can call me a mass murderer, if you like. But at the time, I could think of no other way to save the Lemornian people. I sacrificed so many to create those patients. And then I carried out the ritual for the law of life just as I was instructed. It was supposed to restore the hearts of Lemornians and revive the land. It was supposed to, but what happened? What happened when you invoked the law of life? The door opened. A small pitch black door appeared. I don't know what it was. The traveler said life would flow forth from it, but nothing flowed forth. Instead, it consumed the remaining Lemornians. Happened so quickly, in one night, everything was gone. The Lemornian people and the patients disappeared without a trace. The Lemornian people and the patients disappeared without a trace. Traveler vanished into the night with the remaining patients. Are you saying that all of that destruction was your doing? That Lemorn's transformation into a desert wasn't because of the Beast War. Correct. All of it was caused by my invocation of the law of life. I see. Why did the traveler tell you about the law of life? What did he stand to gain? Why not ask him yourself? Yeah, tell me about this traveler. What? I say you should ask him yourself. What are you talking about? Surely it'll come as no surprise. Patients have the ability to extend one's lifespan. Of course, they are slowly drained of their power in the process. I've lived over a century thanks to the power of the patients I managed to hide away. Now it all makes sense. Most of the remaining patients were taken by the Pope. Oops. Final fragment of this one is all I have left. It will be gone soon. So the traveler's extending his life with the power of the patients too. He was in possession of a great many patients long before I ever learned of them. Most likely the Pope also learned of the law of life from the traveler. When the Pope hunted me down here, he already knew of the law of life. I told him the same thing I just told you, but he would not listen. The pain of losing his wife allowed the traveler to take advantage of him. He tried to use the law of life, didn't he? Interestingly, these spot creatures never appeared when I used the law of life. Most likely, law of life was still incomplete when I invoked it in Lemorn. That's why the traveler continued his experiment with the Pope. Most likely, he has almost completed the law of life. I don't know what his true objective is. Then the law of life the Pope used still wasn't complete. What does the traveler hope to gain from summoning the spots? Where's the traveler now? The traveler is King Arella. King? He isn't in Jana, is he? No doubt his plans required him to leave the city. I attempted to force the king to grant me an audience 14 years ago, ever since he has lived on Mount Arel. Were you able to stand before him? No, I wouldn't think so. When I met him, he was a young boy. It has been a century since then, but I suspect he looks exactly the same. Since he was almost seen, he must have fled Jana for Mount Arel. And the crown didn't really pass from King Arel the 7th to King Arel the 8th several years ago. King Arel never appears before the public. Even if they call him king, few have ever seen him and lived to tell of it. Excluding the royal knights, that is. Royal knights? Then the knight that gave us that patient. He may well have known the king's true form and objective. That knight died, didn't he? Yeah, I assumed as much. King Arella is powerful, no one can hope to defeat him. If he could be so easily killed, I would have done it myself. What are you talking about? Are you saying we should just give up and let him win? Boy, some things in this world can't be changed with mere hope. But you still intend to fight, don't you? Yeah, too many people have died already, I'll never give up. And the rest of you feel the same. I'm not giving up either. Obviously. We can't allow these sacrifices to continue. I can never run without even trying to fight. Then I'll grant you that power I can. The power I can. If any precepts can defeat the king, it will be these. The odds are still stacked against you, but at least you'll have a fighting chance. I had no surprise such powerful precepts existed. Please teach me. Me too, please. Very well. Sacred Shine will obliterate your enemies with brilliant light, and Tempest will unleash a furious storm of destruction and ruin. Hey, name of the game. Their power is now yours to command. Rubia learned Sacred Shine. Arya learned Tempest. Okay. I grow weary. Please let me rest. I have one last question. Why are you in Adelhabith? I heard a host of priests brought you here several years ago. I gave the Pope a single condition when I gave him my patience, and that was to hide me where the king would never find me. I bet he never paid a moment's mind to where I was hiding. Is that all? Yeah, thanks. Words. You know where we have to go next, right, Caius? Yeah. But how do we get to a Mount Rail anyway? We need to head toward the north end of the mountain range between Northgate and Eastgate. Come on, bro. This game has so much back and forth. It's protected by the Royal Knights, so don't expect them to just let us walk in. But going there is the only way we can settle this once and for all. Let's head for Mount Rail. That was a lot of exposition. Holy cow. Alright, so we gotta go stop this traveler, King Arella, at the, what's it called? Mount Rail. Okay. Patient, I assume? If only it were so simple to atone for what I have done. My sins are far too great. Only now I do find myself wishing there were more I can do. I wish I could help that boy. I'm still right here. Alright, so they're gonna make me go through the forest yet again, and then we have to go back to Northern Gate and catch a boat, or catch some way to get to Mount Rail. Lovely. This game loves padding with world map travel. It's atrocious. Give me as many gels as possible. It kind of feels like a... I said the Pope felt like a pseudo ending, but this kind of feels like one too. This kind of feels like the end of like the first major part, and then like it's gonna shift gears maybe afterwards. I don't know. Oh, I'm still interested to see what happens. I didn't get enough to use an inn. Yeah, stop giving me recipes. Maybe I should be using recipes more, but I'm lazy. I don't feel like the payoff will be worth it. I'll keep that elixir, maybe it'll be handy. I feel like panaceas aren't that useful in this game. I don't really know what this does. That should be enough for an inn. This game just loves having me go back and forth between the maps. It's just great. Let me tell you. Just fantastic. Where's the inn? Is it here? Yeah, okay. Welcome! Message. Not gonna do anything with that. Almost 10 hours in. Have you met somewhere before? No. I see. Sorry about that, my eyes aren't what they used to be. Isn't it amazing a tiny northern village like this can support a community? With the ogres living to the south, no one comes here except by ship. The place used to have a lot more energy. Then again, so did I. I had a granddaughter who looked just like you. I remember it just like it was yesterday. One day she set off chasing after that Albert boy. They both had good heads on their shoulders, but the boy lost his parents to illness. 3 of them came here after being exiled from the capital. That's why it was always sought revenge against people of Jana. My granddaughter was worried about that and went after him. I wonder if they're alive and well. Eventually all chicks grow up and leave the nest. This desolate land of snow and ogres is no place for them. Young lady, you seem to be on the journey. Please do be careful out there. You have something important to do. When it's all over, I hope you'll come again. I will. Please take care. Albert's grandfather? Or your grandfather? I don't know. Something related to Aria. Oh, hey, we'll find out. Goodbye, Aria. Alright, well. Sure.